And we are here at GDC 2009 at the OnLive booth. I am joined by John Spinelli. You work for OnLive. Tell folks at home what this is if they haven't heard about it yet.
Sure, OnLive is games in the cloud or games on demand that allows you to take your existing PCs, Macintosh, and or your television through our kind of revolutionary little micro console and connect to our game service overall. It provides you access to the latest, greatest, brand new, cutting edge games from existing publishers in your home, on demand, instantaneously.
How are you accomplishing that?
So what we're doing fundamentally is pushing all the processing power up into the cloud so the consumer doesn't need to worry about what they have in their home any longer. And so to do that, it was 7 years of research and development to actually be able to come up with the world's fastest video compression algorithm effectively that allows you to interactively stream video and input device signals upstream and video down. And we do it quickly enough such that there's no perceptual latency, such that people actually feel like they're playing the game in their home. In reality, they're playing the game in a server center that's within a couple hundred miles of where they live. And that allows us to actually continue to grow and grow the capacity of the server center, run things on super high-end gaming servers that's sort of unmatched with what they could do in the home on their own, in a little console or even maybe an Alienware class PC.
Let's talk a little more about this service center idea of having these local servers that you're contacting to get the game effectively. It sounds like that's going to require a certain amount of infrastructure on your behalf. Like what is the approach for OnLive on how you're going to roll that out?
Sure. I mean, so we are building lots of data centers around the country. Actually, it turns out there are 5. We have one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and then 3 kind of through the center. And then as long as our users are within exactly 1,000 miles, they can have a very local experience. And so, yeah, on our side of things, we are building server centers to support visual cloud computing. And that's kind of the geeky term for what's delivering the whole thing. But at the front end, it's essentially games on demand, high-end games, delivered straight to the home.
Everyone's used the internet and been streaming a video, and it's well below whatever their bandwidth cap is with their service provider, and it'll freeze up. Like, how does something like OnLive deal with issues like that?
So the internet is definitely an unstable platform to develop anything on top of. And what we've done in a lot of our 7 years in development has been figuring out how do we fundamentally work with the properties of the internet. So delivering packets is kind of an unwieldy business, so there's lots of lag and jitter and latency and routing built in, and that's fundamentally a lot of what we solved. And how do you get a low latency, high compression ratio video algorithm in place? So that's what we've solved. And so you can play it at home over your normal DSL or cable modem, and you'll see where you get a consistent gaming experience. And the secret is that what we've done is an adaptive algorithm, such that as the internet kind of gets bigger and slower and faster, we adapt accordingly. And so from the consumer's perspective, the image on the screen stays the same. It's 720p, 60 frames a second, so that's a standard HD image like you would get on any console today over an existing cable modem.
So you're talking about this as being like a software client on PC and Mac, correct?
Yep, that's right.
And then there's also going to be basically a very simple, small box for if you just want to hook it up directly to your TV. Are you talking any sort of price points for this kind of stuff right now?
We're not yet. The fundamental issue that we've got is we're building infrastructure in the back end and then minimizing the amount of hardware the consumer needs on the front end. So therefore we'll be able to price the service very attractively relative to existing consoles today because our cost of goods of what goes into your home is so much lower. We're not giving exact pricing details today, but it definitely will be competitive, if not substantially lower than anything that's available in the market now.
Can you talk at all about whether you're going for a kind of pay-to-play model or more of a subscription-based model?
Well, the publishers that are putting content on our system today are going to sell the content in manners that are similar to what you see out there, in the retail environment. So they'll have purchase models, they'll have rental markets, so you'll be able to rent a title for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, or you can actually purchase it outright and have it in your virtual locker.
Interesting. Again, I realize this is, you are just now announcing all of this stuff, but do you have any sort of ballpark idea of when this is going to get into consumers' hands?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be out towards the end of this year. We're saying winter of 2009, so for the Christmas season.
Excellent. John, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. It's very exciting stuff.